It worked. Not bad. I guess you guys maybe already know this woman, Iris Apfel. She's amazing. Oh, thank you. Yes, my eyes are popping. I think it's the filter. Possibly it's also my eyes. That's the only part of me that I usually always have makeup on because I do like my eyes. But I don't bother with anything else. Although I have lipstick on too today, which is like impressive. I bought myself a lipstick for my birthday. So yes, I think Laura is joining us in a moment. What do you guys think of Iris Apfel? She's got some amazing quotes, but I love this one. I never buy what someone says is in or a must-have. I only buy what makes me happy. Which is a pretty good rule of thumb, I'd say. Laura is having technical difficulties, I think, maybe. I might need to request her again. Let's see. Come on, Twiss. Where are ya? So did you guys watch that Baroness von Sketch? It's like my favorite thing ever. So funny. I actually need to put a link to it on my website too, because I think it is just awesome. Waiting for Twiss and Weber. We're gonna get this, guys. We're gonna get it, and we're gonna get really good at it, and then we're gonna do it all the time, and you're gonna get really bored of us. No, you're not. You're never gonna get bored of us. It's a lie. Come on, come on, come on. What are you doing? Oh, hello. Call Betty 613. Can I call you Betty? Twiss and Weber is unable to join. What's happening? Okay, wait. Let me see if I can. Why are you unable to join? I guess we should have tested this first. Who knew? Weird. Hey, there she is. It worked.
Hello.
Oh, and we have volume. There you go. I was actually just thinking, wait, did I even put the volume up on my phone? Is this going to work? How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Get a nice little knitted hat on again.
Well, yeah, you asked for my signature look, and I was like,
Yes.
I'm always wearing a hat.
That is definitely your signature look.
I'm always doing that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So of course my battery on my
Oh no, really?
died, and I've got my chargers upstairs, not down here. So I'm just gonna wing it and go by memory. I was trying to actually, except that my husband decided to pop in here, so maybe he's gonna find out that I don't have my charger, and it's sitting on the next to the dining room table, and then he'll bring it down to me. And if not, then whatever. I won't be plugging in my computer. Anyways, so I guess, I don't know if you guys all watched this awesome video, but just so we remember, and if you didn't watch it yet, you must, because it is the best thing ever. This was the first lovely image. Oh, it's so funny. That makes me like right up at the very top of the screen, and I can't see myself. I don't know if you guys can see me, but anyways, that was the first lovely outfit, which was quite something.
She's got great legs.
She does have great legs, which you see at the end, but she comes out in some terrible ones before then. This one was really good. I think that was your favorite quote, yeah?
Oh God, yes. So
that was the dry vagina. What did he say?
If there was an outfit for a dry vagina, this would be it.
It's so funny. So fucking funny. I love it. And then this one was
Oh,
what did they say? If I'm in,
you just need a statement
oh no,
piece.
I'm in my
Oh no, not a
statement,
statement piece.
my
No,
statement,
statement jewelry.
statement jewelry years. I'm in my
Yeah,
statement jewelry years, which was
yeah.
like too
Oh,
good, too good,
yeah.
so good.
And it's such like it's an easy dress, and yeah, it needs accessories.
Yeah,
You
that's it.
can't see it though because it's black. You can't see a thing, but her
I know.
silhouette is so. And then you have this.
And then
Again, it's black, but damn, she looks good.
it's so good. It's so
Yep,
good.
so good.
Anyways, let's see. Now, oh, so here's the question. Do I know how to get it off so that I'm back? Oh, I do.
Oh, hi,
Look at
Stephanie.
me
Glowy.
getting with the times,
Nice.
figuring out what the hell I'm doing. All right. Well, my husband has not miraculously brought me my charger, so obviously he's not really fully paying attention, or possibly he's busy. But anyways,
Or
fine.
we could chat until until your power goes out.
That's okay. Anyway,
Never happened.
well, we can also wing it. So anyway, I think I'm trying to think of all the things. There's so many different things. But anyways, do you have, I mean, obviously your signature look, yes, the hat is definitely the beret.
The beret for sure. I like to wear natural makeup.
Hmm.
No, I'm always wearing makeup, but I like to enhance, sort of make it look like I'm healthy, or you can see my eyebrows, and maybe a little bit of a lipstick. Unless I'm working, and I'm not working much these days, huh? Like on a Friday or a weekend, I'll put on some wacky, um, not mascara, but eyeshadow, like a fun color or something really unusual, which is really fun to play with. But my signature would definitely be natural makeup, a hat, and pearls.
Yes, that is true. You do very often have some pearls going on. I have to say, lately, I've not been changing my earrings or anything very much, just because I'm, again, not going anywhere. So I'm pretty much wearing these little guys all the time,
Those
which I
are
like.
cute.
They're fun. Yeah,
And,
that's
and you
before
always
the
do
new ones
like a
I got
statement
totally.
earring every season. You have
I
like a
do. I
seasonal
love,
earring.
yeah, I love like the big sort of beaded stuff, but I haven't been wearing them so much lately just because,
Mhm.
again, not really going anywhere. But I do really like to I find, like, I posted this morning my signature look, which it's kind of, I could sort of say I have a signature. I have several. I feel like I have more than one signature look. How many signature looks are you allowed to have if you're going to call it a signature look? I don't know if you can call it that anymore if you have too many.
Well, I think what it is like identifiable. Like when you
Yeah,
see Iris, what's her name? Iris
Iris
Mac.
Apple, or I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
Iris
how it's
Apple.
pronounced actually. Maybe
Yes,
it's
I think
actually.
that's how you pronounce it. But she's got those big, thick, wide-rimmed, round
Yes.
glasses, and she's got cropped hair, and she's always wearing something wacky and extravagantly bold.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily extravagant, but bold. And
Yes.
so her jewelry, her silhouette is her signature, but her glasses would be that identifiable piece,
For sure.
I would say. Yeah.
Well, and then when they're talking about the statement jewelry or whatever, she's definitely got the statement jewelry going on, but she doesn't stop it at the statement jewelry, because she's got all the statement jewelry, but then she's got the statement outfit, because it's like all the colors and all the prints, and just she has no poops to give, like,
And
really.
you never see her wear the same thing twice. Which
No.
she probably could wear the same jewelry twice, but she puts it on in a different way. And that to me is style. So like acquiring, because I've been thinking a lot about this since you invited me to join you for this discussion. I've been thinking about, over the years, what have I been always resorting to, what that gives me comfort, that gives me like a blanket to wear or armor, because
Mhm.
we dress for certain reasons. And right now I would think we dress for comfort because of the 19 pounds that we're all carrying extra. I speak for myself, but I like to not wear anything that's too tight around my waist. So I'm wearing a lot of dresses right now, and like a one size fits most underwear, which are really amazing and they're beautiful. Yeah, undergarments are really important to me right now. And I've realized since I'm getting older, I'm going to be 50 this year. Mark that down,
Yeah.
folks. Thank you
Yeah.
for joining us, by the way. Um, really happy about that. Uh, as I'm getting older, I'm spending more money on pieces that make me feel better and taking care of things better because sustainability is not that that's really important to me, but it's a part of my lifestyle as it is to take care of my pieces. Canadian design is really important to me. So and supporting Canadian businesses. So like I'll buy my lingerie at Bra Chic over in Westboro. Marianne's there. She helps me out really well, and her staff are amazing. So although it is expensive, it's a good quality pieces. And they will last me a long time because I'm now taking care of them. And I feel really beautiful when I put these pieces on.
Yeah.
So to me, that's important. And that's important about my routine of putting clothes on and feeling myself, feeling comfortable in my skin. And I do know that if I don't put on clothes every day, like if I decide to stay in my pajamas all day, I will feel really sluggish and really yucky.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I do find it wakes me up big time and
yeah,
helps
it's
me
part
pass.
of my routine. And
Hmm.
I do love putting on your pants, the camouflage pants with the wide waistband and the wide leg. They're cropped. I'm sorry, I can't remember the names. The Chrissy pants? No,
No,
um,
the those are the Jill stretchy Jill pants, but they're yeah,
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
basically like sweatpants. And so I think that's what I feel like wearing now too is I mean, that's why I keep designing comfy pants now because I'm like I don't really want to wear anything except comfy pants at the moment, but what was I going to say? I was going to bring it back to the aging thing. I don't know. I find for me, as much as what you see, I mean, I think it's getting better. I think you're seeing a lot more of older people. I don't know about fashion magazines. Do people still buy fashion magazines? But anyways, online, um, we see a lot more older models and everything out there, but and actresses and all that. But still, there's a lot of like youth is big, right? And you see a lot of young models and everything. But it's amazing how much more I just have so much more confidence, I think, now in my style than I ever did when I was younger. Like when I was in my 20s or 30s, like I'd say like towards the end of the 30s is when actually when I met you and Tanya is when I started to actually really I think dress more for myself because I think I did when I was younger always have a bit of a fear of looking stupid. Like you don't want to make a mistake. Like God
yeah,
forbid you put something
right,
on and then it doesn't quite work. Like that's
yeah,
pretty much the
yeah,
end of the world. So, you know,
yeah.
I just
I did.
like
Yeah, I did have that problem in my 20s. I was in Montreal studying fashion design at the time, and I was struggling a lot with expressing myself. So, what was happening in my 20s? There was like Nirvana was happening, Alanis Morissette was happening, Mitsu was happening. Like, these are the music that was going on. This was the inspiration of what was happening in my culture. And I just couldn't get into any of it. Alanis, yeah, I did, but I didn't really pick up on her. Um, she stayed with me. I still like to listen to her, but I was never into the grunge or was never into Mitsu or that pop, and never into those looks. But I struggled a lot, so I always wore like a long black skirt and a denim shirt, and it was our uniform ultimately in college, and I had such a hard time expressing myself. I had a, I and I I feel for the young people when they're having a hard time and they're seeing a lot of different people out there um, making choices and noticed having a young is really as they are themselves. What's happening on your end? instead of me on your video. Appreciate the way they choose to be who they are.
Oh, I'm having a little Wi-Fi issue.
I'm gonna go out and then come back in.
Hope I'm not losing her. I don't know if she's still. Oh. Focus this talk. So we were talking about, I don't know how much you guys heard of Laura or if that ended up getting, or if it was just on my end, I'm not sure which. I sent her another request. Hey.
I don't know what you saw, what you heard.
Well, I don't know.
Sorry
Maybe
about
other
that.
people can say what they heard or missed, but yeah, it says connection was pretty shaky. It was shaky. It's still shaky. Your face is still shaky. I don't know if that means the whole thing is shaky or if that's just on my end. I'm not too sure.
So what I was saying was, I hope that the next generation that comes in is able to be more accepting of everyone, and I think that was really hard when we were younger because that feeling, that sense of feeling like you're choosing something stupid, like that's a horrible feeling to have, but we all feel it for sure. I wonder if we could put out a question to the people who are following to ask them what advice has helped them overcome that feeling, or
yeah,
hopefully they have overcome that, because I heard about Granulanis and the young people. Oh, thank you. That's good. That's good. I was saying earlier, like in my 20s, I struggled a lot with trying to choose what I wanted to wear, but I ended up wearing a uniform when I was in college. But I also worked at a bank at the time, so I would like sew myself these beautiful suits. I worked at a bank in Westmount, like right on Green Street. That's pretty hoity-toity now when I look back, but I had no idea then. Like when I look at it now, going, whoa, that's quite the address to have a job when you're in college in Montreal.
Yeah.
But I would make these really beautiful suits, and you know, I was being something that I wasn't, for sure. You know, but I felt more comfortable in a uniform. Else was wearing
and I think that's the
denim
thing
shirts
too, is
and
that
black.
the people in college.
Yeah.
I think that when I was in my 20s, I definitely, the styles that I really loved are a little bit more wacky, a little bit more like the people that I went to school with who dressed really, really like funky and different and cool, and it really stood out. They were very different, and they were not boring, and they were not the same as everyone. And that's who I really wanted to look like, but I didn't have the kind of guts to do that. And so that's one thing with, as you get older, at least in my case, and I think for a lot of people, you just stop caring as much about what other people think, and it's more important what you think and how you feel. And if you feel really good in something, then you're good to go, you know. Laura, I don't know, you're still kind of pixelated. I'm not sure if that's just the part of your place that you're in that has less Wi-Fi, or what the deal is. I don't know what's happening. I think am I okay? My Wi-Fi on my end, it seems fine on my end, but I don't know for everybody else if it's wonky or not. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because it started okay, but it kind of went weird. But anyways, hopefully it's all good. Hey, Melissa. I wanted to, okay, so anyways, at least I've got my, I went and got my charger in the meantime, so we're good on that. So at least I can remember all the things that we were planning on talking about. So yeah, we were talking about how we feel about our style now as compared to before. Trends. Should we be following trends as we get older? I don't really care about trends. Like, I have to say, I don't really design that much for, like, I don't even really design seasonally. A little bit, because obviously you have to for temperature, and I will make lighter weight dresses for summer and stuff, because I think that makes sense. But I think that part of that is the sort of slow fashion kind of thing, where you're kind of making like you're making yet less numbers of things, and I like to create things that I feel like are somewhat timeless as much as possible. I mean, I did sort of follow some trends. I made a dress a little while back that was like that high-low that was super in for a while there, but not that it's fully out. I think everything kind of fluctuates, but it's definitely not the height of fashion now. But I think that I'd rather kind of create things that are going to still be in and you can still continue to wear for years and sort of have some kind of a timeless quality. Oh yeah, Carrie said
I think that's the advent of air conditioning and heating. I don't have to focus on weather appropriateness. Yeah, that's really nice to be able to layer right now. Like, I do love wearing linen underneath pieces and lots of cottons. Although when I'm in my wardrobe, I will grab a sweater or a hat that keeps me warm right now. Your pieces are really timeless, and I love seeing your styles done in other fabrics too, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it is fun to do that. Yeah, it is clear now. That's great. Yeah, timeless is the best, but sometimes it's hard to stop yourself from buying trendy pieces if you really love them in the moment. That is true.
Yeah,
and I do still like to buy trendy pieces, and I will still go for some of the more trendy things, and I'll design that way too. And I think, you know, Laura and Tanya do as well. Sometimes pick up on some things that are kind of more trendy, but I don't think there's anything wrong either with, you know, as we get older, you know, some of the trends. It's just that, you know, you might wear things a little bit differently too than if you were, you know, in your 20s, but.
Yeah, trends for me have never really, I've never was excited about trends. I get excited about trends in color. Silhouette now, like ever since 9/11, I found that fashion has never really had a strong silhouette as it had in the past. Like the 80s had a particular silhouette, the 90s, a grunge look, the 70s of disco, the 60s, you know, the low waist and bell bottoms. Like after 9/11, it just sort of went to mush and everything into a big pot, and there was no designated hem length or ease or neckline or shoulder detail or anything like that. So it's really hard to have a trend now. I find, like, what would you say is trendy right now? Well, in the video, it's for young women to dress like our frumpy mothers when like totally. And you know, and sometimes like I'm walking around and I'm looking at fashion, and I'm looking at the windows and I'm like, I don't get it. Why would you want to look like Laura Ingalls Wilder? I just don't get it. Because I was dressed like Laura Ingalls Wilder in all my school photos in elementary school, and I don't ever want to have to wear calico again.
I that too.
Or Laura Ashley. Now, Laura Ashley had really beautiful prints, or Cornell Trading, like beautiful fabrics, or Sarah Clothes. I don't know if you remember any of these collections back in the 80s.
You know what? That one I know. I don't know all of the, you know, Ottawa designers and stuff because I was not around here before. But the funny thing is, Sarah Clothes, my aunt used to work for them.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for them, yeah,
years and years ago.
Well, yeah. I had a Sarah Clothes graduation dress but it was not her typical, but it was like a hand printed cotton fabric that was all Fortuny pleated, and it was really, really, really sexy, actually. But trends right now, like it's hard. Like I see like oversized sweaters and like Bernie Sanders colors, Bernie Sanders mitten colors, like still like high-waisted and showing a midriff with a cropped sweater or shirt with an oversized masculine piece over top.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's true though, there's a lot more now different silhouettes and different things that are in style, absolutely. And which is why it's kind of interesting because I've been starting to do this TV or sorry. Yeah, floral tops with lace collars. I've been trying to do this sort of thing on Fridays with like focus on one TV show, or I'll probably do some movies and things like that too. But it's very interesting that I find I can almost any time period or any show as I'm looking, and I'm going to do one for Mrs. Maisel. I'm going to do the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And I'll do, but there's so many different ones where, and like, I was looking at WandaVision and how there's starts in the 50s and then there's 60s, 70s. And I'm looking at all this stuff and I can still find pieces within my collection that can fit for all these different looks, which I find so funny because that just proves to me that exactly like you said, it's almost kind of anything goes. Like there's not just one look. It used to be that there was one look, and I think a few minutes ago, Carrie had said something about not finding this Gap look that was in style when we were kids. She's an old friend of mine from high school and before, actually, elementary school, and not finding that look like in her size, and so it's true though, because there was just the one look, that's what was in, and so you just. If you could make it work, then great. And if you couldn't, then I guess you're just going to not look great. Oh, well. Just like.
Well, I wonder if it's like as you're talking about it and you take your collection and then you change up your accessories. You change up your accessories with a skinny belt that sits right on your waist, and you've got that Mrs. Maisel silhouette. Then you put in a thicker belt and you put it on your hip and you layer it over like a dress over top of a blouse. And you've got the 70s WandaVision look.
Yeah.
Then you have, and you can continue doing that. So it's all about accessories, really. So if you're able to invest in a wardrobe that fits you really well, because you offer that service of custom fit, which is wonderful to have because it's not easy to buy off the rack. I know I can't. And then when you invest in your accessories trend-wise, like that's what I loved about Le Chateau and all those places that did really fun accessories. I'd go in and I'd buy a belt for like $30 and whatnot. Big deal, right? It's inexpensive and it's going to last me as long as the trend does. Or you keep it because you only wear it a few times, and you keep it until you and until it comes back again. Sorry, I have a little visitor. Hi. Oh, he's upstaging me.
Buying off the rack. Yeah, really. Buying off the rack is the worst. Yes.
Yeah, buying off the rack is the worst. And then but Stephanie offers her customizing ability, so and if you're going to buy trends, you might as well not invest a lot of money in trend. Yeah. And that way you can do something fun, like a big fluorescent earring that's inexpensive, that doesn't break the bank, but makes you happy.
Add that to your really great pieces that you actually invested in. And I do think that as I'm getting older, I'm definitely wanting to invest in things though that are going to last me, because it's amazing how many crappy things I've bought that have not lasted. Carrie's saying before we had to wait for the magazines and Fashion Week for trends, but now we see new trends every day online. Yeah, absolutely. It's like freaking crazy how fast it is. So,
and how do you compete with that? How do you compete with that online when there's like, and I don't mean compete is in creating trends. I mean like absorbing it as a client, like as a person who's looking at this stuff. Everything is just bombarding you with something new all the time, whether it's like hair removal stuff or new underwear or something wacky like a kitty litter stuff or whatever trend is happening. That is. Oh, sorry, I'm deviating from.
That's
from,
okay. I'm going to look at my list so we
fashion.
remember. I know. I get off track on everything. I'm too much of a talker.
But that's where statement pieces come in,
Yeah,
right? Like
absolutely.
a big chunky necklace but a signature look would be your style and your style. How, if you were to walk up to someone and all they saw was your shadow, would they be able to recognize you? And could it be not just your gait and your swagger, but it could be actually your hairstyle or your long arms or your long legs or whatever, the silhouette part.
Yeah, no, it's true. Absolutely. I think you're right. Which I had a thought and then, it's gone, but it'll come back to me hopefully.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. This is the way my brain works. Too many things going at every moment.
Oh
no, we lost her. She's down.
So sorry. It fell right off of my thingy. This is my studio, by the way. There's my door.
Nice. It's very pretty. I love it. I won't show you mine because at the moment it's piles of patterns and fabric and it's a bit of a mess. So just to try and reel us back in, so style rules are made to be broken. So I was thinking about rules of appropriateness in fashion as you age and what are your favorite rules to break or to see other people break. So I know for me, I know one of my friends who was talking about really wanting she wears a lot in the summer of these short shorts and she looks fabulous in them. They look great, but she is in her 50s. And so short shorts, if you look at, I remember reading several articles where short shorts are a thing that you got to go a little longer as you get older. And anyway, basically I'm not a big fan of really any of the fashion rules, I don't think, but that's one for sure for me is I actually I never wore shorts in summer before. And I just, for some reason, I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't think that they looked good on me. I don't know what I was thinking because now, of course, I'm like this past summer, I was just shorts all the time. Yeah. I'm like, these look great. And more importantly, they're so comfortable and convenient for my life.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about short shorts and being over puberty, I feel personally my body type. I have a very muscular leg, and when I was really young, I was bullied because of my body. And of course, and this is what happens, right? And this is the self-esteem issues that people have, and this is why they have them. But I know I'm healthy, and I know my legs look nice, but I don't like to show them. So I'm always I could wear cropped pants, but my skirts always cover my knee, and I like to wear long skirts. But this summer, and I never wear a mini skirt ever. You'll never see me in a mini skirt. But I will wear short shorts, and I don't know why.
See, that's funny.
I do not know why. And I don't know why. And it goes against every rule that I have. And that's my break. I break that rule because I guess I'll wear short shorts if my legs are looking fine, if they're tan or hydrated. But I have a rule, and I shared this with Tanya just last fall when we released this really cute dress that was a mini dress, and the sleeve was really long, and it's the Erin dress.
Yes.
And we have a jacket that goes over top of it, and the jacket is longer than the dress, and that's against one of my rules. My personal rule, is that your dress should always be longer than your jacket, because otherwise you look like you were not wearing anything underneath. and you look like you're gonna flash someone. So for me, it's just one of those. It's just one of those ladylike rules that my mother has bestowed upon me. You know,
Right.
like cross your legs at your ankles, not at your knees. You know, like that. Not that I follow that at all, but those are just those ladylike things that I like to decree, and I share that with my clientele. But I also allow them to want to break them if they want, because Tanya felt really confident about wearing the dress shorter than the jacket, and I went, yeah, it looks great, right on, and it looks great on her. Of course, she's got fantastic legs.
She does.
Right?
She
Yeah,
does.
yeah, she's got fantastic legs. And what I love about Tanya's legs is that they're toned, they're tanned, but she also has those spider bits on her legs, and she doesn't give a shit about them. She is like, and the best thing to do about areas that we don't like about our bodies is you don't look at them. Because when you don't look at them, you don't see them. So that's one of my tricks that I do. If I'm feeling kind of yucky and I don't have my little pink mess, you know, that makes me feel a little healthier, I just don't look in the mirror. I don't look in the mirror that day. Then I feel like I'm feeling good. It's best not to look in the mirror if you're not happy about. But, and it's also really good to say nice things in the mirror. So
yes, absolutely. So Carrie was
always
talking about stripes are bad for plus size people. Not necessarily the truth. No, absolutely not. I've heard that a lot.
I agree.
Stripes
I agree
prints
with
in
you.
general. Like large prints was another thing that a lot of people said for plus size, and I don't know.
Oh.
I have seen some of my favorite looks that I've seen on plus size women have been big, bold prints and colors and stripes and everything, and I'm like, screw them.
Yeah. I don't know where it comes from. I think it's like an optical illusion misnomer, actually. I think it's false. I think it's a false. Okay, so if you're wearing black and white bold stripes, like 3-inch stripes, it could make you look as wide and as wide and as narrow as you want to be.
Yeah.
People should wear what they love. Just own it. Yes, exactly. I believe that too.
I think the other thing with the stripes too, I'm just thinking, is that the only time that stripes can sometimes be unflattering is if your clothing doesn't fit you properly. Like if it's meant to be a looser, straighter fit, let's say dress or top, and it's striped, but it's pulling in awkward ways in certain areas, so that the stripes are not falling the way they're supposed to, then it can be visually distracting and strange. But if the garment fits you properly, like that's the key, is that your clothing fits you the way it's supposed to fit you. And that brings us all back to, you know, standard sizing and all that whole crap, because of course it's hard sometimes to know. And I actually created a thing, just a little plug, but I did create something. So if you want to subscribe to my mailing list, you'll get access to it. But talking about fit, because it is really important to have your clothing fit you properly, and that's what I think will really make the difference sometimes in how you feel in your clothes. Because if you buy clothes and make the clothes fit you, because it won't necessarily automatically always fit you exactly as is, right? Because if you are a certain size in certain areas and then a different size in other areas, then it's not necessarily going to fit you perfectly. And so you might have to do some little alterations. Or if you're buying from someone who will do split sizing, like some companies will do split sizing for you, so you can buy something in a larger size up top than on the bottom or whatever, then that can make a difference. But if you buy something and it doesn't quite fit you right, then that will cause sometimes problems if you've got things like patterns and stuff like that.
Well, I also noticed two things about print. Like I'm not interested, I don't like to wear prints. I'm not a very large person. I'm a petite person. So I try to avoid prints. Little small prints remind me of Laura Ingalls Wilder, Little House on the Prairie. I like to avoid that completely. And that's just a personal thing. But prints I just avoid mostly because it makes me look cute, and I like to avoid that. And large prints make me look like you can't really tell what's going on, and sometimes the fabric is not right for my size.
I think
So
it can overwhelm sometimes.
yeah, and I get overwhelmed. So I tend to avoid most prints. But one thing that I noticed on with your collection is that when people are shopping from you, you write what what the body measurement is. So if people are taking their measurements and they go to your measurement chart on your website, you are basing your collection off of your body measurement, and then you choose on each style what sort of positive or negative ease based on your collection, and then hopefully it will fit your client that way. So if for instance your tank top that you're wearing in your signature piece that you were wearing earlier today, are you wearing the pink one right now?
I am. I just added the sweater because it's not that warm in the basement.
Yeah. So if you're like if your medium sized bust is X, you incorporate X into your pattern, either plus or negative, so that that size will translate really well for your client. So ultimately, it's your body measurement on your website for your collection, your body measurements.
Yeah.
Which is, I just don't want to confuse anyone, and I think I'm confusing people, and I'm really sorry.
That's okay. You've frozen your, I've still got your audio perfectly, but for some reason your face is frozen, but that may not be for everyone. I'm not sure.
Finding a good seamstress tailor can trust is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Having a good seamstress or tailor is a really good thing for sure. So I feel like we're all over the place. I'm just trying to think if there's anything that we wanted to talk about, because we've gone all the way through to, I've gone all through. Does anybody have anything they wanted to talk about and ask about?
Dressing appropriately for your age. Yeah, I think basically a lot of people that are chatting here is it's about feeling good in your clothes. Like Megan mentioned that, just own it. As we get older, really, and then sometimes it's really hard not to really care what other people think, but if we can practice that,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is hard. I find it a lot easier to not care the older I get, I have to say.
Get older. Yeah.
Mixing textures. Yeah, I think that's also something that I've probably learned with time too, is mixing textures, because I think the easiest sort of thing to do sometimes is to just have all the same, just like a uniform. It feels simple in your brain rather than trying to mix things. But yeah, mixing textures is really great. The more I listen to people accepting their own bodies, the better I feel. Yeah, absolutely. There is so much more of that now. And that's actually one of the good things about Instagram, I find. I don't know if we've lost Laura entirely. She's frozen right now, so I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Laura, are you still there?
Yes,
you're still there. Why is your face frozen? Anyway, but yeah, I definitely, there you go, still there. I don't know, just your face is frozen. But technology, I think the problem is it's better now, I find, with kids being back to school, but there's definitely less, their Wi-Fi situation is something else. How to wear less black. Yeah. I hear you. I mean, black is great. There's nothing wrong with black, but I think it's good if you can find your alternative. Yeah, see, your Wi-Fi is obviously better than, I think it's my Wi-Fi is the problem, and that's why I'm having trouble uploading you. And so I'll just ignore it if everybody else can see you. Yeah, so I think finding some other color as an option for you that's your kind of neutral can be nice, or like a second option as opposed to just wearing black as your kind of neutral, so-called. I actually want to have a live at some point with Rebecca, Capsule Creator, to talk about that, because she's got some really great thoughts on neutrals and using even like prints and different textures and things as neutrals. But yeah, I think it's finding something else as an option. So you have a secondary, whether that's going to be, and that'll depend on your skin tone and everything, but if that's going to be navy or gray, or honestly, you can even have your neutral, favorite neutral be like, you know, purple, whatever. Laura, are you still around? Because I'm not.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, cool. Where?
I don't know. Can you hear me now, Stephanie?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just can't see you,
Okay.
which is kind of confusing and disconcerting, but it's all good.
One other thing I wanted to share with you and your followers here, that as I get older, one of the faux pas is to, but it's become a trend now, and the trend is to keep your gray.
Oh, yes.
And so I'm keeping my gray, and I'm wearing long hair. So I'm going to be 50 this year, and I'm wearing long hair. And sometimes I wonder, I say, you know, I wonder if maybe I'm not wearing my hair age appropriately. And I kind of scold myself, and I sound like my mother. But then I'm like, you know what? I really like my long hair. I feel feminine in it. I like putting it up. I like putting it down. I straightened it for you guys today, so it's really serious. And I also like to wear, I like to keep the gray because I like to look the age that I am. So I like to be,
Yeah.
you know, I'm proud of it. I love tinsel. I love my tinsel.
Agreed.
Oh,
I love it. That's a really great way of putting it. Yeah, I have to say, I was so happy. And it was, believe it or not, it was my teenage daughter and her friend who, I guess, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I don't know, I've lost track of time with COVID, but I had not done my roots in a bit. And so it was like, but it looked terrible in my opinion. It was just like straight, dark root, lighter here. It just didn't look great. But they were like, oh no, it looks really good. You should keep it like that. And so I went to the hairdresser, and I had her do this balayage so that it would grow out a little bit nicer, so it wasn't just like a straight line.
wow.
And I'm loving having the gray. I don't know how much you can tell on here, but I have a decent bit of, shall we call it, I'm going to call it tinsel forever now, but I've got quite a lot of tinsel going on up in the front, especially at my root. And I really love incorporating that. I'm never, I don't think, going to get rid of the pink, because again, I forget, I think I was 39 or something when I decided to put pink in my hair, and I have not gone back, other than to occasionally have it be purple. But yeah, I love that gray is in style now for hair. And it's hilarious though, of course, when, you know, there's like 20-year-olds who've got gray hair, but not less naturally. But yeah, it's really,
you got to earn it.
fun. Yeah, well,
You got to earn it, just like your faded jeans. You got to earn your faded jeans. That's a trend I can't get behind. I really struggle with that, with the tears in the jeans and the faded jeans. Always. Like when I grew up, it was like, you buy them indigo, dark denim, and you wear them really hard, and you earned it when they're faded. But I love the idea. I thank you, Carrie, for mentioning that that tinsel is a really lovely way to describe the changing of the gray coming into the hair, because it looks really shiny. It's always in style for men, yeah. But the thing is, us women, we're not allowed to have our opinions, nor allowed to age or change our bodies.
Well, and that's one thing that I do like. I'm seeing so much more, though, of women who are unapologetically over 40 and just rocking the gray hair and just enjoying dressing, wearing things that that are short or that show their bodies, or and I think that's really awesome. I'm really loving that.
Hey, look, Jen Weltmade just joined us from Spain, I believe. Are you in Spain
really?
or Germany, Jen? This is awesome.
Cool.
What's the hour there? So intrigued. It's great. Right on. And where's Carrie? Carrie in Montreal?
Sorry?
Carrie? Hi, Jen. Yeah, is Carrie in Montreal?
Carrie's in Montreal, yeah.
Well,
and I think earlier, I don't know if she's still on, but I think I saw Mika, who's in Germany as well, but I don't know if she's still on.
Heather Fraser just joined us. She's a mom.
Spain.
Spain. Wine time. Salut. Good job. Right on.
Nice.
So Heather's a mom here in Edinburgh, and she has short hair and she's blonde. And
I believe.
Do you know Heather? So,
yes,
yeah, Heather's awesome. One of the reasons I love science fiction TV movies is because the women over 40 and they have kick-ass outfits.
Yes, true.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm really seeing so much more of that now, though, honestly, and it's really awesome. I'm really, really thrilled because it gets old at a certain point when you get old and people on TV don't.
And you see these people on TV who are very sophisticated in their life decisions, and you're like, what? How did I get that wrong? Well, it's because it's meant for probably a more mature person. I don't believe that certain young people have the sophistication. For instance, let's look at Sex and the City. Fabulous style, right? Carrie is styled to the nines. She's delicious to look at. You just absorb it, and it's amazing. But did you know that the woman who's styling her is in her 60s?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's the one who actually has all the mental capacity to put that together, and the smartness and the intellect and the life experience to put it together. I can't believe that a woman named Carrie, who's 20-something, wearing stiletto heels to work and to bed all day long, is really going to put that look together and look as sparkly clean as she does. It's disingenuous and false, and I so do not appreciate it at all because it's not real, and the expectation is unachievable. But I'm really glad that Mr. Big really messed her up.
Well, it's nice to see the fashion, and that's kind of why I think I'm excited about the new show coming out for Sex and the City, is because they're older. Honestly, I just think as they get older, it gets cooler that they look so fabulous. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it just for the clothes.
I'm interested in seeing it, as well. Yeah.
Anyway, well, listen, I feel like we could kind of
keep
talking forever, but I think we're gonna just, talk everybody's ears off. But I think everybody DM me and let me know anything that you want to talk about, because it'd be fun to do this again. And we'll need some topic inspiration. So send us a little note or give us your feedback.
Thank you for inviting me to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Apologize about the feet stuff, but
no, but again, I don't even know if it's you. It might actually be me, now that I realize that you've been frozen for the past while and I can still hear you. So I don't know what's happening. Although earlier I think they did say you were pixelated, so who knows? Maybe it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I think that's going to probably be different based on the day and whatever is going on in the internet in our areas or whatever. So anyway,
I have something to suggest. If you guys have Amazon Prime, I suggest watching the TV show Flack with
Oh.
Anna Paquin. It is a really nice way to escape your life and know that it's escapism and it's whack. It's whack. And the fashion is really nice.
Oh,
It's
cool.
in London. It's happening in London, and it's edgy. It's edgy. It makes you think. It's not pulpy at all. So
Awesome.
there's your homework.
Check it
yeah.
out. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Thank you
All
for
right.
my
I will talk to you again soon.